I had the opportunity to train my mind and deepen my understanding of the Dhamma at Wat Dhamma Pratip in Washington, D.C., under the guidance of Pra Vijit Dhammapani or Than Chau Gun Sunan, the abbot of Wat Florida Dhammaram. This experience became a major turning point for me. For the first time, I began to truly grasp what the Buddhist teachings were pointing to. I realized that what we often call the self is just something we assume exists. It's not real in the way we think it is. Practicing Dhamma means learning to see clearly both outside and inside ourselves. It's a process of gradually letting go of the idea of me and mine and learning how the mind really works. At the beginning, this can be hard, especially because we spent our whole lives believing in this identity. That's why it's important to develop detailed awareness of both the body and the mind. When we begin to see them as separate things, not just ideas, but from direct experience, we can use meditation to deepen this understanding. With consistent practice, it becomes clearer that the body and mind function independently. The mind still affects how the body behaves, but during meditation, we can start to see things as they really are. This kind of insight helps cut through our old habits of identification. One powerful practice I encountered at Wat Dhamma Pratip is something known as disgust contemplation. It sounds unpleasant, and at first it is. It's a practice that helps us reflect on the true nature of things, especially the body and food. The goal isn't to reject food or the body, but to see past the surface appearance that we're usually drawn to. One morning, after listening to a Dhamma talk, I entered a deep state of calm and practiced mindfulness with each small action, opening my eyes, sitting up, walking, preparing food, and eventually eating. I paid close attention to every detail. Looking at the food, chewing, feeling the saliva mixing with the food, watching it go down to the stomach. In this state of awareness, I didn't feel disgust like I normally would. Instead, I saw clearly that this food was just fuel for the body. Later, when I reflected on it, I realized that disgust contemplation isn't about rejecting food or making ourselves suffer. It's about observing without getting caught in liking or disliking. It's about understanding that food, even the most beautifully prepared dish, is just something that, once chewed and digested, becomes the same as any other. Its purpose is simply to keep the body going. I shared my reflections with my teacher, who encouraged me to keep observing this way. That conversation helped me see another layer of the practice. How the world dresses things up to look attractive, including our bodies and appearances. Underneath it all, the same elements are always at work. Earth, water, fire, and air. No matter how we decorate or disguise the body, we all return to these basic elements in the end. There's also another kind of disgust that arises, not with food or the body, but in the mind. This one shows up when we lose awareness and get pulled into negative emotions, like desire, anger, jealousy, greed, or even sadness. Sometimes it appears as heaviness or despair, especially when we get stuck in thoughts of death or meaninglessness. This kind of mental weight is also something to observe, not to run from, but to understand. In both cases, the practice isn't about pushing anything away. It's about seeing things as they really are, with clarity and balance, without falling into attraction or aversion. This is what frees the mind.